I am definitely still in that awkward phase of, oh god, I don't know how to make video content like that. All of my videos feel just so incredibly like cringe, and it's just like, god, I really don't want to put this out there. But I know that if I don't do it, then I'm not ever going to do it, and it sucks. It sucks to not be good at it the first time. God, I hate this. I keep seeing all of these people who have like these beautiful reels, these wonderful, easygoing personalities that they just talk to the camera, and it's just like so easy for them. And it's so hard for me apparently. I'm not necessarily a shy person, but how do I describe it? I feel like I'm hyping myself up too much for it, and it's just getting over myself to get into the mindset of it's okay. It's okay to be bad. It's okay to it's okay to not be perfect. Like I'm not a perfect booktuber. I'm not good at it. And that is so hard to just remind myself that it's okay to not be good at it. Like, I have been trying to film content for this channel for the past couple days. I've had at least 3 different video ideas go by that I have just been trying to get it down, get it done. I've tried doing a book or I've tried doing one where I talk about my reads for the week, and I was really excited to get into that, but then I realized I am so bad at describing book plots, which is basically what booktube is, and so I just feel like I'm such a goober for not being able to get that down and get it right the first time. And so it's very disheartening to have to try and make multiple takes, because if I just keep repeating the same thing, I'm not going to get it down. I'm not going to get it out. I'm not going to get it out to move on to the next thing. And that's the big thing for me, is just I'd like to get it done perfectly the first time. And if I don't get it done perfectly the first time, it really is just it's such a needling nitpick that it's like, no, you have to get this right. You have to do it right perfectly. One take, we're doing it live. And so that's a lot of overcoming the perfectionist in me. So I'm video diarying, thank you, right now. So I'm trying to calm my own nerves by just trying to talk this out and process it. It's not working. As you can tell, I'm rambling, but that's okay. So, on with it. I finished up a few books this week, and those books are, I finished up Sufficiently Advanced Magic. I wasn't too happy with it because I was originally told it was supposed to be a tower climber series, and yes, it did have the tower climbing aspect in there, but it was not what I wanted, and it kind of bait and switched for a magical academy. I finished reading, God, what was the other one? I started and finished Gild, the Plated Prisoner series. That was okay. There is a trigger warning page at the very front that was very helpful, and you should adhere to that if you're so inclined. I was grateful for the reviews that I read online that said that this book was a transitional book, that it wasn't how the whole series was going to be, but it was very important to know that, because a lot of the stuff that happened in the book kind of really turned me off from wanting to purchase and finish the series. I'll still probably finish the series, because morbid curiosity is a horrible little creature of mine. But yeah, no, I would much rather go and get the book from the library than spend more money on it. Good for Raven Kennedy that she's made multi-millions off of it. But that's just not something I'm going to want to pour my own money into. I bought a couple books from Half Price Books recently last week. One of them was The Assassin Game, and that was a YA murder mystery, one night ultimate werewolf mafia style game that takes place in like England or whatever. and I was definitely not the intended target audience, but I got it because it reminded me of a game that I used to play in college called Humans vs. Zombies. So that kind of brought back some fun memories. Twists were a little bit predictable. A couple of the characters felt a little forced, but what can you do? I was not the intended target audience, and that felt very apparent in there. Last book that I finished up for this week was Veiled in Stars and Silver, a Peter Pan retelling. That was fun. One of my first forays into fairy tale retellings. It was not fun to have my mind completely erase all of the details that the author wrote about Hook and have it replaced with the mental image of Hook from Disney movie Hook. I know she was trying to go for like a Once Upon a Time version of Hook, but my mind was like, no, that's not the Hook that we're talking about. We're talking about the Disney Hook. And so that was a little awkward, especially with some of the spicy smut scenes. Not for me. I will probably be avoiding Peter Pan retellings if it's going to be like that, because I can't take those seriously. And that's a personal thing. That's not anything against the author. That's just a me thing. That's a Chelsea thing. So yeah, other news. I am getting back into reading This Inevitable Ruin by Matt Dinniman, book 7 for the Dungeon Crawler Carl series. I had started it back in November when it came out, but because I was in fourth quarter Christmas mode at my work, I was not in a headspace to deal with all of the shit that goes down in this book. So I have now picked it back up because my husband has been listening to the audiobook version and he's catching up to where I left off. So I was like, oh, hey, I should fix that so that way I don't get spoiled when he's listening to it in the car. So I read ahead and hopefully we'll be finishing that up later this week. And then after that, I've got a couple other books that I've got on a rotational list of my next couple picks for the next month or so, or for my next few reads. I've got them kind of picked out from my already owned books that I have either on my shelves or on my Kindle. So I've got a good rotation there. I'm still trying to find a good book that like really grips me, because again, all the books that I've read, Sufficiently Advanced Magic, Gild, The Assassin's Game, Veiled in Stars and Silver, were about 3-star reads for me based on how I rated them with the ranking system that I use called Callpile, CAWPILE. Characters, it ranks characters, atmosphere, writing style, plot, PI, intrigue, logic, and enjoyment. And I just didn't score any of those books very high, and so I've been looking for my next 5-star read. I'm hoping that, I know that This Inevitable Ruin from Dungeon Crawler Carl will rank up very high on there, but it is so much to take in. I know I'm going to need to read it a second time in order to fully, like, grasp and understand everything that has happened. Like, oh my gosh. But so, yeah, I'm in a bit of a disappointed slump right now, so I'm trying to push myself to find new things to get through it, so hopefully it can all go from there. But yeah, it's been a little bit of a slow week for me. Just not too happy with how reading has been going. I've been trying to push myself into new genres, new things, and chasing that dragon, chasing that golden feeling of 5 stars. So it happens. Not every book is 5 stars for every person. So hopefully I'll find something soon that hits the spot. So thanks for listening. I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.